I'm still feeling a little bit sick this morning. I'm sure you can hear it in my voice. I seem to be feeling better in the afternoons than I do during the morning. Now, luckily for me, I won't be forced to undergo a session of the butt bongo with America's most hated reptile because the TV doctor Anthony Fauci is finally retiring. Retiring from what? I don't know. Retiring from his doctor role on General Hospital. He's not retiring from practicing medicine. He's not retiring from seeing patients. He hadn't done that in 40 years. I was hoping he was going to retire from spreading propaganda, but the propaganda was out in full force with his appearance on Rachel Maddow last night. The lizard, he was up to his usual tricks, changing colors from brown to green, sharing memories of the millions of rounds of butt bongo he participated in with people who were dumb enough to submit to Fauci fucking. Remember when this dude was claiming that his magic juice was the cure for the COVID? I never understood why people believed him. Why would anyone think multiple rounds of the butt bongo with a shitfuck who identifies as the two-spirit gender? I identify as a doctor and a lizard. Why would anyone think this shitfuck had the cure for the COVID? For the last 2 years, Anthony Fauci, he's proven a couple of things. One, he's mostly useless. Two, the only thing that he is an expert in is properly applying Preparation H after sessions of the butt bongo. And three, he is completely out of touch with the general public. In the last 2 years, I can't think of anyone who's inflicted more damage on this country than Anthony Fauci. He has ruined public faith in institutions like the CDC. No one trusts anything health related coming from the federal government anymore. But there is another industry where public faith has been completely eroded in the last 2.5 years. Sports journalism. There used to be a time where being a sports journalist was a respected career. People used to trust news coming from Stephen A. Smith or Mike Wilbon. But like the rest of the mainstream media, sports journalism has been infected by the woke fungus. The industry was diagnosed with stage 4 wokeemia. It's a terminal illness. There is no cure. We can only sit and wait for the industry to die. I heard an interesting stat the other day. People 35 and under consume 90% of their content from other people instead of media corporations. That's never happened before. Now, there are a variety of reasons for this, but I think the main reason is trust and authenticity. People are more willing to trust a dumbass like me than someone like Skip Bayless or Shay Shay Sharp. Now, why do you think that's the case? Because most people like me, they're not agenda driven. I'm not being paid to push false narratives like mythical racism or mythical misogyny. We've called out Fox News in the past. I've called out Clay Travis or Outkick. Now, sure, most of the time I'm calling out lovers of cucumbers, but that's because they're the ones pushing the propaganda. Sports journalism, it's gone from mostly unbiased sports reporting to being completely agenda driven. And there's only one agenda allowed. You're not allowed to be a Fauci denier like Sage Steele. You're not allowed to say things like men can only use the men's restroom. Just ask Kurt Schilling. Tom Brady was attacked for having an assumed friendship with Donald Trump. The media couldn't even confirm that they were actually friends. They just assumed they were. How many of you guys have ever heard of John Wawrow? I'm not sure if I'm saying his last name correctly, so we'll just call him Jockstrap John. I'm also not sure if I'm using proper pronouns. He doesn't specify his pronouns on Twitter. I'm assuming he goes by he, him pronouns, but it's entirely possible that John identifies as a vacuum cleaner and spends his free time sucking the cucumber. But have any of you guys heard of him before? I hadn't until yesterday afternoon. This is Jockstrap John. Now, a couple of things came to mind upon seeing this picture. One, it's clear that he enjoys poking his cucumber into a live electrical outlet. It's also abundantly clear this dude has never touched a live woman. The only women he's ever touched require air pumps for stimulation. His inexperience with women, it's rather ironic. I'll show you that in just a second. Jockstrap is a proud graduate of Woke U. He majored in proper penetration of electrical supplies with a minor in air pump mechanics. There's nothing worse than looking forward to a round of butt bongo with inflatable iris and your air pump's not working. These courses at Woke U taught John how to fix his air pump. Now, upon graduating, John was given a job with the Associated Press. The AP. Another in a long line of once respected news outlets that now finds their publication used to start fires on cold nights in the WNBA dump. Jockstrap has put his education at Woke U to good use. He was actually ahead of the curve. 5 years ago, he published an article claiming that Donald Trump actually inspired NFL players to be woke. Okay. I'm pretty sure Colin Kaepernick was the inspiration here. Several NFL players followed his lead, kneeling for the national anthem, until, of course, they saw the consequences. Once Colin Kaepernick was blackballed from the NFL, players suddenly started standing for the national anthem again. Strange how that happened. Guys like Von Miller, Lorenzo Alexander, they were all about being woke until it affected their money. Oh shit, they're gonna cut my ass if I support this dumb fuck. Take the cucumber out of my mouth. Let me get back on my feet. Back in January, Jockstrap John published an article highlighting the mythical racism prevalent throughout the NHL. NHL players share painful memories as they try to rid the league of mythical racism. Why does Jane think the NHL is racist? This league is overrun with white men. Where's the diversity? Where's people of color? The NHL has no representation of sea donkeys. They should give Stacey Abrams an opportunity to play in the league. Where's Tran Dan? Where's Barbara Butch? This league is obviously racist. You know, it's strange. I tried to find articles written by John making the same accusation against the WNBA. You can make the case the WNBA is the most racist, misogynistic charity league in America. Not only are there very few white players, there's also very few women. Same goes with the NBA. But John's not going to call out mythical racism and misogyny in those leagues. No. The NBA ties 10% to Woke United Methodist. But what about the WNBA, Jane? The WNBA gives housing to needy woke welfare recipients and gives women like Barbara Butch six-figure salaries to push important causes like gender pay equity. But Jane, the WNBA is filled with men. Isn't that the opposite of pay equity? They identify as women, damn it! Stop asking me logical questions. The Buffalo Bills are one of the favorites to win the Super Bowl this season. Fans in Buffalo, they're some of the best fans in the league. They remind me a lot of the fans in New Orleans. Very passionate about their team. They have been starving for a winner in Buffalo for, 30 years now. For the first time since Jim Kelly, they finally have a franchise quarterback in Josh Allen, great head coach in Sean McDermott. They're formidable on both sides of the ball. For the first time since the early 90s, the Bills are legit Super Bowl contenders going into the season. Now you would think, with Jockstrap John being a Buffalo-based sports writer, he would be excited about the upcoming season. But no. Jockstrap was at the Bills practice yesterday. He noticed a serious problem. Did Josh Allen get injured? No, he's fine. Did they have a COVID outbreak with Anthony Fauci retiring? Who will beat their bongo to get them healthy again? Like the rest of America, the fine people of Buffalo, they're not worried about the COVID. Did Jockstrap John notice holes in the Bills' defense? Do we need to contact Mina Kimes to fix the Bills' problems? No. The only holes Mina Kimes is capable of fixing are the holes needing to be sewn in a dress. Okay, Casey, what's the problem in Buffalo? Just tell us. Oh, is there a serious problem in Buffalo? At practice yesterday, Jockstrap John noticed players, they weren't playing any music that featured female artists. Oh no! This is misogyny! This is toxic masculinity! They are playing gangster rap instead of Christina Aguilera! My God, dude. Could you be any more of a fucking fruit? I thought Jackie Mahomes was the only tutti fruity that we were going to talk about this week. But here comes Jockstrap John trying to prove his grapes are sweeter than Jackie. Me and my girlfriend, we were headed to her parents for a cookout last weekend. She likes to sing in the car. She'll probably kill me for saying that. She gave me a 40-minute performance singing some of her greatest hits last weekend. And to be honest, she's rather entertaining while she does it. But at one point, I mentioned how me and her have different taste in music. I mean, we like some of the same music, but when it comes to like hype music, we're completely different. When I'm heading to play golf or I'm going down to happy hour, I'm playing music that will fire me up. It's similar to the music that you'd hear during an NFL practice. The rap music I grew up listening to. Shit that's going to get me hyped up, ready to knock the shit out of a golf ball. Dudes at the gym, probably listening to the same type of thing. My girlfriend, she likes the sappy shit, the girl shit. Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, 90s pop music. Sappy love songs, typical stuff that you expect your girlfriend would like to listen to. Now, can you imagine going to an NFL practice and hearing the fucking Backstreet Boys? I go to Saints games all the time. You know how many times I've heard NSYNC played in the Superdome? None. They play the Yin Yang Twins. They play Jay-Z. They play music that's going to hype up the crowd. That's not misogyny. They're trying to create a certain atmosphere. It's hard to hype grown men up to beat the shit out of each other, playing Whitney fucking Houston in the background. This is another example of some woke shitfuck who's never touched a woman creating a mythical case to advocate for women. I have never seen Jockstrap John write an article talking about men like Leah Thomas taking over women's swimming. I haven't heard him complain about dudes identifying as women beating up on actual women in MMA. Instead, Jockstrap John chooses to complain because his Spotify playlist isn't played at NFL practices. It's not the Bills' fault that you're a fucking pussy. If you want to have a good cry and sing sappy songs about your love affair with inflatable Iris, do that on your climate-friendly bike on the way home. I've told you guys before, the mainstream media, they have a vendetta against the NFL. They will find anything to make a woke case against this league. Now they've sunk so low, they're complaining about the music played during practice. Well, let me know what you think. John Wawrow proves his weakness, his wokeness, his sweetness, whatever you want to call it, beta male mentality, by complaining about the lack of feminine music at NFL practices. Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, kc_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys later.